say it for them. Again, how wonderful the people are in this place. And Derek's dad, who also coached here at Menlo with us, Steve Yecies, who will be introducing Derek. Steve.
Thank you. I want to take a chance to thank Mark and John and the Hall of Fame committee for bestowing this honor on Derek, and to thank you to all the teachers, coaches, and training staff who mentored Derek during his time at Menlo. Derek William Yecies was named after my grandfather, William Yecies, who's in the McKeesport, Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame as a champion swimmer and bowler. Like his great-grandfather, Derek has always loved sports. One of my fondest memories is coming home from work and seeing a preschool-age Derek waiting at the front door, wearing his football helmet, his number 16 49er jersey, sorry Jerry, and holding a football. While he enjoyed playing catch, what he really loved to do was tackle and be tackled. And as his buddies started playing Pop Warner football, Derek lobbied Laura and I endlessly until we relented in 7th grade. He played on a very talented Mountain View Marauder team as a guard and defensive end. Derek had the good fortune to choose among high schools with strong academic programs, but the reason he came here and he selected Menlo was because of the equal emphasis on extracurricular activities and the arts and the opportunity to play sports at a competitive level. To say the least, the start for the class of 2004 in football was quite auspicious. His fresh cross-off team went 1-8, and most of the games were played with a running clock. On the varsity as a sophomore, they struggled to a frustrating 0-9 season. There's a lot of concern here that football might not survive or continue at Menlo. But the kids didn't make excuses, they didn't hang their heads, and despite a 1-17 start, Derek and his peers attacked the weight room and recruited more kids to play football at Menlo. And 2001 was the last losing season for 12 years here, largely thanks to Mark and others. His junior year, they went a respectable 5-5, despite only having 6 seniors on the team and frequently only suiting up 16 players. Before his senior year, Derek asked the coaching staff to be moved from slot receiver and running back to the offensive line, living the team-first ethos that personifies Menlo football. In 2003, Menlo football was physically and emotionally tough and rose from the ashes to go 8-3 and make the CCS playoffs for the first time in 5 years. In their 8 victories, the defense scored more points than they gave up, recording 4 shutouts, and in the other 4 wins, they gave up only 1 touchdown. The season's historic and signature moments were a 28-7 win in the first ever Valpo Bowl, and the first win over MA since John Pay led a team to victory in 1983. What was iconic about that day against MA is they dominated physically. They got the ball with a 12-9 lead on their own 10-yard line with 7 minutes left, and they executed 12 consecutive running plays to go 90 yards in under 6 minutes to secure a 19-9 win. Despite his size, Derek personified this physical approach and ended his football career with over 340 tackles in 30 games. Derek, as an aside, and a little-known part about his athletic career, also played freshman basketball, where he really learned that he was a football player, fouling out 80% of the games, and always having the same perplexed look on his face every time a foul was whistled on him. Instead of sports, winter became time for opera and musical theater, and Derek starred as Milius Glorioso, and a funny thing happened on the way to the Forum, and as Inspector Joubert in Les Mis. One of the things that's wonderful about Menlo is how he was supported by his coaches and peers in these endeavors, and how well athletes and athletics are woven into the academic and student life. Freshman spring, Derek came to me and said, "Dad, there's a sport where you get to legally hit somebody with a stick as hard as you want." And much to Craig Scho's chagrin, a baseball player was lost and a lacrosse player was born, despite never having played the game before arriving at Menlo. As a freshman, Derek became the starting long-stick midfielder with 4 future D1 players in the lineup. They traveled to Orange County to beat Torrey Pines and win a state championship. Under Coach Dana Jackson and Nate Calhoun, Menlo was one of the best teams in California, becoming the first Menlo team to beat Powerhouse SI. As a senior, Derek was widely acknowledged as the best defenseman in California, and with teammate Jack Sullivan, they became the 2nd and 3rd Menlo lacrosse players to receive national recognition as high school All-Americans. Derek was recruited by some D1 schools, but rather than accept the recruited position, he chose to walk on and attend Princeton. Gave up Harvard. Under legendary coach Bill Tierney, Princeton had won 6 of the last 12 NCAA championships. Derek made the team as a walk-on and was the first ever player from California. At this level, unfortunately for Derek, sports became an or instead of an and he gave up lacrosse after a year to pursue his other dreams. Derek was part of an incredible class of teammates at Menlo that today are still great friends, celebrating weddings and children's birthdays, and are there to support each other in times of need. They are great on the fields at Menlo, but more importantly, these same traits and abilities led them to great achievements in medicine, business, technology, education, and in military service, and personify the importance of athletics and education. Today, Derek's still playing defense, but the blockers, ball carriers, and attackmen of yesterday have been replaced by new opponents. The ravages of diseases, genetic mutations, and traumas brought on by accidents and violence. As a neurosurgeon, he still hones his skills tirelessly. He still reviews films and is exceptionally diligent in preparing game plans. He makes sure there's clear communication with teammates before he goes into the operating rooms. He makes sure that he's focused, and he always gives his full and best effort every time. Lessons all learned here. Despite the best preparation, there are times when the game plan just goes awry. There are unexpected circumstances and adversity, and the clock is ticking, and Derek needs to make quick, decisive actions. It's no exaggeration to say that often his patients' lives hang in the balance. Like sports, not every surgery is a win or a success, but looking back, I know that the great education Derek got here at Menlo, both inside and outside the classroom, it prepared him well for taking on these challenges and making such a positive impact on his community and society as a whole. I'm very honored to be able to give this speech on behalf of my son Derek, Yecies, who's taken the athletic experience and achievements gained at Menlo to heart to help him become a Hall of Fame father, a Hall of Fame husband, father, son, and grandson, and be recognized as an inductee of the Menlo School Sports Hall of Fame. Derek, congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's really an incredible honor to be inducted in the Hall of Fame today. And there's so much to be thankful for, but I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunity that I had to be involved in athletics here at Menlo. When I came to the school as a freshman, I didn't really know anybody, and just made such amazing lifelong friends, mostly through athletics here. We were lucky to have incredible coaches who really let us compete well above the level that any of us had any right to expect based on our physical athletic prowess. I want to thank my parents especially. As people mentioned, it's a lot of work shuttling all of us around all these activities. My dad kept stats for football and lacrosse for I think a few decades. So if my stat numbers seem high, there's no nothing suspicious about that. When I think about we had a lot of fun, but I think the lessons that I learned playing sports at Menlo carried me incredibly far in my life. And as I mentioned, getting into the Hall of Fame, I think is about celebrating success on the athletic field. When we started out, especially in football, we were not very successful very often. But I think playing on 1-9 and 0-9 football teams were probably the most educational experiences that I've probably ever had. And knowing that you're going to show up and knowing how to show up and give everything you have, and you're probably not going to win, is something that I've had to learn then, which I now do in most days. And the same lessons of showing up on the football field. Take my show when I see what people aren't going to do well. The coaches we had really let us turn it around. We had an awesome group of people, great teammates and friends that are still like family today. And on the lacrosse field, I'd never played lacrosse before I came here, and the coaches we had really let us learn the game. It's not a coincidence that both myself and another one of my classmates played Division I lacrosse, neither one having ever played before coming here. That's a game that I still love, now I get to coach my son in a little bit, which is very special to me. So I'm incredibly grateful for the time that I got to spend here in Menlo, and it's a great honor to be there. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, can I get the 2 years and like